Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. DTC, or Diagnostic Trouble Code P0141, specifically points to an issue with the secondary heated oxygen sensor, HO2S, which is crucial for maintaining optimal fuel efficiency and reducing emissions in your Honda Accord. The HO2S detects the amount of oxygen in the exhaust gases, and the heater circuit is responsible for warming up the sensor to ensure accurate readings as quickly as possible after the vehicle starts. A malfunction in this circuit can lead to incorrect data being sent to the powertrain control module, PCM, impacting various engine functions and overall vehicle performance. The secondary HO2S is typically located downstream of the catalytic converter, and its malfunction can trigger the check engine light and impact emissions control. Proper diagnosis is essential to identify whether the issue lies within the sensor itself, wiring, or connectors. It's also crucial to clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to verify the problem before initiating repairs. The P0141 code indicates a malfunction within the heater circuit of the secondary heated oxygen sensor, also known as sensor 2. This sensor monitors the level of oxygen in the exhaust gases after they pass through the catalytic converter, providing critical data for the PCM to regulate the air-fuel mixture and ensure efficient combustion. The heater circuit's primary role is to ensure that the sensor reaches optimal operating temperature quickly after engine startup, which is vital for accurate readings and emissions control. Located downstream of the catalytic converter, it can significantly affect the vehicle's performance by contributing to fuel efficiency and limiting harmful emissions. A malfunction can not only trigger the check engine light, but may also have implications for passing emissions testing. Thus, timely identification and resolution of this error are crucial for vehicle performance and compliance. There are several potential causes for the DTC P0141. A shorted IG1 ACG wire, which connects the secondary HO2S heater circuit to the vehicle's electrical system, can disrupt the flow of voltage necessary for the heater's operation. Additionally, the secondary HO2S itself may be faulty, either due to internal damage or sensor failure, which would prevent it from providing accurate readings. An open circuit in the SO2ST line, which connects the secondary HO2S to the PCM, can also result in a lack of continuity required for the sensor's proper functioning. Furthermore, issues with the corresponding fuse, which supplies power to the secondary HO2S, could contribute to this code. Each of these causes must be meticulously checked to ascertain the root of the problem and ensure effective repairs. When dealing with DTC P0141, several symptoms may become apparent. The most immediate indicator is the illumination of the check engine light, signaling that the vehicle's onboard diagnostics have detected a fault. Drivers might also experience poor fuel economy, as the faulty secondary HO2S can lead to inefficient combustion due to incorrect air-fuel mixture adjustments made by the PCM. Increased emissions are another significant symptom, as the vehicle may not adequately reduce harmful exhaust gases, failing to comply with environmental regulations. Other potential symptoms might include engine performance issues, such as stumbling or hesitation during acceleration, which stems from improper fuel delivery. Overall, these symptoms not only affect the driving experience, but could also lead to further mechanical complications if not addressed promptly. The first step in troubleshooting the DTC P0141 involves problem verification through the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Begin by turning the ignition to the on mode, which powers the electrical systems without starting the engine. Next, Utilize the HDS to clear any existing DTCs associated with the vehicle's computer system. After clearing the codes, start the engine and allow it to idle for a period, during which the system will check for any pending or confirmed DTCs that may reappear. This approach is essential for confirming that the issue is still present and not merely an intermittent fault. If the P0141 code shows as confirmed, it indicates that the problem requires further investigation. Alternatively, if the code does not reappear, it may suggest that the system is temporarily functioning correctly, warranting a deeper look into connectors and wiring to find potential issues that could trigger the code again. In this step, you will conduct a shorted wire check specifically for the IG1 ACG wire, which powers the secondary HO2S heater circuit. Begin by turning the vehicle to the off lock mode to ensure safety while working on the electrical system. The next critical action is to check the status of fuse number A42, which is instrumental in supplying power to the IG1 ACG line. If the fuse is intact and functional, this indicates that the issue lies elsewhere in the circuit. However, if the fuse is blown or damaged, it's essential to repair the short in the wiring between the secondary HO2S and fuse number A42, and then replace the fuse. This repair can generally resolve the underlying cause of the P0141 code, particularly if the fault originated from a short in the wiring harness, enabling the electrical circuit to properly feed voltage to the heater circuit. This step requires checking the internal heater resistance of the secondary HO2S to ensure it is functioning correctly. Begin by disconnecting the 4P connector from the secondary HO2S, ensuring that the vehicle is in the off lock mode to prevent any electrical hazards. Measure the resistance between test point 1 and test point 2 on the sensor side, which corresponds to specific female terminals within the 4P connector. The expected resistance at room temperature should range from 4.2 to 6.6 ohms. If the resistance measure falls within this acceptable range, it confirms that the internal heating element of the secondary HO2S is operational and suggests that the issue lies elsewhere in the circuit. Conversely, if the resistance measurement is outside this range, it signals that the heater element is faulty, necessitating replacement of the entire secondary HO2S for optimal functioning and to clear the DTC. Step 4 involves a continuity check between test points at the secondary HO2S to further diagnose potential issues with the internal circuitry of the sensor. With the vehicle still in the off lock mode and the secondary HO2S 4P connector disconnected, check for continuity between test point 1 and test point 2 at the sensor side. This is essential for confirming whether the heater element circuit is intact. You should also check for continuity between these test points and body ground to ensure that the circuit can complete its operation. If continuity is present, this implies that the secondary HO2S is likely functioning correctly. However, if continuity is absent, it indicates that the heater circuit within the sensor has become compromised, necessitating replacement of the secondary HO2S to restore full functionality and resolve the P0141 issue effectively. In this step, the focus shifts to checking for continuity in the SO2HT wire, which connects the secondary HO2S to the PCM. To initiate this check, first jump the SCS line using the Honda Diagnostic System and wait for more than 1 minute to ensure the system stabilizes. Next, disconnect the PCM connector A to prevent any interference during measurement. With the vehicle in the off lock mode and both 4P connector and PCM connector A disconnected, check for continuity. between test point 1, located at terminal number 4 of the PCM connector A, and body ground. If continuity exists, it indicates a fault in the wiring between the secondary HO2S and PCM that needs to be repaired. Conversely, if no continuity is detected, this usually points toward an open circuit along the SO2HT line, requiring further inspection and repair to restore functionality. The sixth troubleshooting step continues to evaluate the SO2HT line by checking for an open circuit. This process requires that the vehicle is in the off lock mode, with the secondary HO2S 4P connector and PCM connector A both disconnected. Using a continuity tester, evaluate the circuit between test points 1 and 2, which includes the female terminal number 3 of the secondary HO2S and terminal number 4 of the PCM connector A. A continuity check is crucial, as it informs whether the electrical path is uninterrupted and can provide the necessary voltage to the secondary HO2S heater circuit. If continuity is confirmed, it suggests that the circuit is intact. However, if continuity is absent, this indicates an open circuit needing immediate repair between the PCM and secondary HO2S, ensuring that the heater circuit can function as intended for proper emissions control. The seventh step involves a final verification process by assessing the voltage levels in the IG1 ACG wire. Start by turning the ignition to the on mode without starting the engine. You'll measure the voltage present between test points 1 and 2 with the secondary HO2S 4-pin connector and PCM connector A still disconnected. The measurement should detect battery voltage between the specified points. If battery voltage was found, it indicates that the IG1 ACG wire is functioning properly, and issues related to the DTC P0141 likely stem from another component or connection, prompting further investigation. However, if battery voltage is absent, this strongly suggests an open circuit in the IG1 ACG line, requiring repair to restore power to the secondary HO2S heater circuit and resolve the DTC effectively. After all necessary repairs to address the DTC P0141, it's essential to perform a final verification to ensure that the issue has been resolved. Utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to recheck for any stored DTCs, confirming that the P0141 code no longer appears and no new codes have emerged. This step validates that all previous faults have been adequately addressed and rectified. Once confirming there are no DTCs, take the vehicle for a test drive to allow the PCM to reevaluate the performance of the secondary HO2S and ensure proper functioning under typical driving conditions. Observing the vehicle's behavior and monitoring for any symptoms related to the original issue during this drive is crucial, as it provides an indication of whether the repairs were successful. If all systems operate smoothly post-repair, the vehicle should be deemed ready for normal use, passing emissions tests without issue. To help prevent issues related to DTC P0141 in the future, it's prudent to implement a regimen of preventive maintenance. Regular inspection of the wiring related to the secondary HO2S can help detect signs of wear or damage before they lead to failures. Additionally, checking connections to the secondary HO2S for signs of corrosion or looseness can be beneficial, as loose or corroded connections are common culprits for sensor-related issues. Using high-quality replacement components during repairs will also strengthen the reliability of electrical systems and reduce the likelihood of recurrence. Keeping up with these practices not only improves the longevity of the HO2S and associated wiring, but also allows for better vehicle performance and emissions control. Staying proactive ensures any potential problems can be addressed early, preventing costly repairs in the long run. In summary, DTC P0141 signals malfunctioning related to the secondary heated oxygen sensor, which requires diligent verification and troubleshooting. Adhering to the outlined steps provides a systematic approach to diagnosing and resolving issues, starting from confirming the DTC with the HDS to thoroughly evaluating wiring and sensor conditions. Each step is crucial for identifying the root cause, whether it be a faulty HO2S, damaged wiring, or electrical faults that can impede the sensor's function. Implementing preventive maintenance strategies can significantly contribute to minimizing risks associated with future HO2S errors, safeguarding against prolonged emissions problems or performance degradation. By being proactive, owners can ensure that their Honda Accord remains in optimal operating condition while meeting emission standards, enhancing overall driving satisfaction. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.